Aysam has a question. He says, last night in Isha prayer, the Imam did not stand up for the fourth rak'ah. We stood up and some people alerted the Imam, but the Imam waited for some time and then he stood, but at the time we were in ruku'. So do we have to follow the Imam, or can we complete the prayer by ourselves? And if we completed the prayer by ourselves, do we have to prostrate for the mistake? First of all, the prayer is composed of pillars, mandatory acts, and voluntary acts or sunan. If you deliberately do not pray the sunnah of the prayer, your prayer is valid. If you forgot it, your prayer is still valid and you don't have to prostrate for forgetfulness or sujood as-sahw for that. Examples, raising the hands when saying Allahu Akbar. This is a sunnah. Putting the right on the left on the chest. This is a sunnah. If you put your hands down, your prayer is valid because this is a sunnah. It's not a mandatory act. Moving your finger in the tashahhud. It's a sunnah. So these acts, we are not talking about them. Mandatory acts, if you forgot them or skipped them due to ignorance or due to forgetfulness, your prayer is valid. You compensate this by offering two sujood of sahw, whether before salam or after salam. This depends on the act itself that you had made a mistake in. Now, pillars is a different ball game altogether. Pillars are the essential parts of the prayer. If you miss one of them deliberately, your prayer is invalid. Like mandatory acts, if you skip them deliberately, your prayer is invalid. But if you forgot them and you were able to remember and to make up for that forgotten pillar while in prayer itself, your prayer is valid. You have to also offer expiation of two sujoods of sahw, forgetfulness, prostration. What are the pillars of salah? There are many, 14, 15 of them. So takbirat al-ihram, the first takbirah is a pillar. Reciting the Fatiha for the Imam and for the individual praying on himself, for himself, this is a pillar. Standing, this is pillar. Ruku', tranquility in ruku', raising up from ruku', sujood, etc. All of these are pillars. So a unit of a salah, like in Isha, the first unit, the first rak'ah, the second, the third, and the fourth, these are all pillars that have in them a number of different pillars. So we have two scenarios. One, if the Imam sat in the third rak'ah thinking that it was the fourth, meaning that he had skipped the fourth rak'ah. The second scenario, if the Imam stood up for a fifth rak'ah, thinking that he only prayed three and this is his fourth, but actually it was the fifth. In both scenarios, you are not allowed to follow the Imam. When we said, Sheikh, we have to follow the Imam, he's our Imam. He says, yes, but now he has derailed. He has diverted from the actual prayer, and you're not allowed to follow him if you know that he is doing such a grave mistake, which is, in a sense, going out of the prayer's format. So whether he skips a rak'ah or adds a rak'ah, you are obliged to alert him. Like you have said, the worshippers said, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. If he complies, Alhamdulillah, you follow him. If he refuses, he thinks that he's doing the right thing. In this case, you have to complete your prayer on your own. So your intention is to split, to leave him, to leave the congregation and finish the remaining rak'ah on your own. So if he sat in the third rak'ah, as you had mentioned in your question, you stand up for the fourth on your own, not with another imam. And you finish your fourth rak'ah and you make tashahhud, you offer salam, and that is it. Do I offer a forgetfulness prostration, sujood al-sahw? The answer is no. You didn't do any mistake. Now, the second scenario is if he stands up to the fifth rak'ah and you say subhanallah and he does not comply and sit. He continues in this fifth rak'ah. You have the option whether to finish on your own, offer tashahhud and go out of the prayer, or wait until he finishes his fifth rak'ah, sits for tashahhud, offers salam, and you offer salam with him. I would recommend that you finish the prayer on your own.